Hello everybody! How is everybody doing? Welcome to this year's Christmas special. Last year I reviewed Dead Christmas, which is a animated film that was released around Christmas last year, so I decided to review a Christmas film that came out this year, around this time, even though technically it was released last month, but it's on Amazon, so I decided to wait and review it on December. And that film is The Baltimorons, a film that I haven't heard of before. I did see a couple of reviews on YouTube, so I decided to check it out. And to my surprise, I really enjoyed this film, to put it simply. But first of all, The Baltimorons is co-written and directed by Jay Duplass, who is one of the two Duplass brothers, along with his brother Mark. Both of them have directed a couple of films before, but the only film that I have seen from them was Jeff Who Lives at Home, which is a good movie with some great scenes. I did really enjoy that film. That is the only film that I have seen before The Baltimorons. But honestly, between Baltimorons and Jeff Who Lives at Home, I think I like The Baltimorons actually a bit more, honestly. The Baltimorons is such a charming little rom-com Christmas film, honestly. But anyways, the film centers around Cliff, who is played by Michael Strasberg, and after a accident with his tooth, he needs to go and do a dentist. However, since it's Christmas Eve, it's kind of hard for him to find a dentist at this time. But he managed to find one. A dentist called Dee, who is played by Liz Larson. And from there, he decided to spend Christmas Eve with Dee. And they just have this romantic and charming interaction with each other throughout the entire night. And that's pretty much the entire film. You just see Cliff and Dee just talk to each other, get to know one another, and just be very charmed by each other as well. And this is just a very charming film with a lot of heart. I absolutely love seeing Cliff's and Didi's interaction with each other, and both Michael Strasberg and Liz Larson have done an incredible job. This is the first time that I have seen both of them in anything, honestly. I checked and I literally haven't seen neither of them in anything else. This is the first time, but man, I'm definitely going to be having my eyes on them because they are just so charming, so excellent in this. And I just love seeing them both interact with one another. Like, the best way that I can describe this film is it's kind of similar to The Holdovers by Alexander Payne. That film centers around a group of characters who each have their own problems, but together they manage to heal one another, slowly helping to heal. The same thing with the Baltimorons. Both Cliff and Dee are very flawed people. They're both very flawed. The film even starts with us seeing Cliff's something very traumatic that happens to Cliff, and we immediately get the character. We immediately get where he's coming from, and with Dee, we slowly see her situation as well throughout the night. Both of them, both Cliff and Dee, are very flawed people, like I said, but you do understand where both of them are coming from, and you do get to just care about them as people, and you care about their relationship. Although, the one thing that did kind of bother me is that Cliff actually has a fiance, and the entire time I was kind of thinking like, "Oh, what about her? She seems nice. Why? Like, what about her? Like," and the film doesn't forget about it. The film does bring up that he just kind of like has a fiance, and yet he decides to spend Christmas Eve with the dentist, which is odd. You do have to suspend your disbelief there at that part. However, throughout the night, where you get to meet and like really get both Cliff and Dee Dee, you do weirdly understand where both of them are coming from and why they want to interact with one another. They help to heal each other slowly, but still, they're just very charming together, and you do like want them to be better at the end. The film isn't as good as The Holdovers, however, but it is still very good in my opinion. Another thing that I want to mention, that this film is kind of biographical. As far as I understand, Michael Strasberg actually did try to end things like at the beginning of the film, and a lot of the things that happened in the film actually did kind of happen to him. So he did also co-write the film's screenplay along with Jay Duplass. Yeah, there's that element of almost being biographical, but that just makes the story even more charming and incredible in my opinion. I also like how the city of Baltimore is filmed here. Even though I never been to Baltimore, you do like get the feel of the entire city. The film very did a great job capturing how it's like actually living in the city. Although I do think that no matter if you live in Baltimore, been there, if you are a stand-up comedian like Cliff is, or like a dentist like Dee Dee, no matter what you are, you're going to see something in this film. Like, even though I wouldn't say I'm in a similar situation like Cliff or Dee Dee, there were specific parts where I did understand where they're coming from. Like, damn, I've been there. And that's the thing, you'll see something in this. To see something specific in one of the characters, or you'll see somebody that you know in some of the characters. Like, all of the characters in here are very believable. It makes sense where they're coming from, and you probably have already met some people like this in real life as well. Like, every single person in this is very believable here, very realistic. And again, the relationship between Cliff and Dee Dee is just so charming, easily the best element of the entire film. So overall, if you're a fan of rom-coms, Christmas rom-coms to be specific, but you wish they were more believable, more realistic, I would recommend this. This is very charming, very fun, a wonderful rom-com with a lot of heart, and personally I would recommend The Baltimorons. And that's pretty much it from me. I hope that all of you enjoyed the video. Please let me know what you guys think about the film in the comments, and have a great day. Thank you.